Get in the know. Non-stop Vikings talk. It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
I want a mock!
That's right. It's our Saturday Checkdown episode here, and we're going to check in with a couple interesting mock drafts here, boys. Welcome into Purple Daily, Daily Vikings Entertainment. Mackie, Judd, our guy Ross Brendel in for the vacationing Declan Goff here just a few days before the legal tampering period opens. Just a day after the Vikings released Adam Thielen, one of the great players in franchise history. We got several episodes sort of leading up to that inevitability, and then the live reaction episode from Friday, so check those out if you haven't already. The show is presented by our friends at TCL, one of the official partners now of the NFL, and also one of the world's best-selling consumer electronics brands. New lineup of award-winning TVs delivering the most entertainment with stunning resolution, all at an affordable cost. Enjoy more of the things you love with TCL and learn more at TCL.com. All right, Judd, these mocks, I think we're going to start to see maybe wide receiver pop up a little more often than it has. Cornerback has been the main
somebody's been requesting
thing
that for a while.
Yeah, well, for a year. Yeah. For a year.
Somebody's been talking about that for a while.
Mm-hmm. So to this point, we've done 23 mock draft roundups across both Purple Daily and Mackie and Judd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cornerbacks. 14 cornerbacks have been mocked to the Vikings.
Assumptions.
Only 4 times has a receiver been mocked to the Vikings. Now, your guy Tyler Fornes at Vikings Wire is doing like all mock drafts ever created spreadsheet. So maybe he can confirm this with a larger sample. But I present to you guys from Pro Football Focus, Mike Renner and Sam Munson mocked the first round together. A little tandem mock from Pro Football Focus.
Okay.
They've got the Houston Texans trading up for the number 1 pick and drafting Bryce Young. They've got the Bears then drafting Will Anderson with the number 2. Panthers moving up to draft C.J. Stroud 3rd. Colts drafting Anthony Richardson 4th. So 3 quarterbacks in the first 4 picks.
Seems low after the combine.
Could be. Jalen Carter to the Seahawks at 5. First cornerback off the board, Devin Witherspoon to the Lions at 6. Will Levis then goes to the Raiders at 7. So 4 quarterbacks gone for 7 picks.
Guy the Vikings really like.
And then the Falcons are left kind of holding a bag there. They don't get a quarterback. Maybe they don't get Lamar Jackson. I don't know, but they draft Tyree Wilson. That seems like kind of a steal there if Tyree Wilson falls to 8, the edge rusher with ridiculous wingspan. All right, we're going to scroll down here. Oh, there's your guy, Kalijah Cansey, Pitt going 10th to the Eagles.
Yeah, I know. That's an attractive proposition to me.
Little wide receiver run here. Quentin Johnston to the Texans at 12. Jackson Smith-Njigba to the Packers at 13. And we scroll down. Jordan Addison to the Lions at 18. So now 3 receivers off the board.
He's all over the board. I can't decide if he's liked or people are pessimistic about him. He's drafted in a lot of different places slot-wise.
He is. We've seen him falling out of the first round in a couple of these.
Exactly.
And according to Pro Football Focus, the Minnesota Vikings with the 23rd pick select Brian Branch, the safety/defensive back from Alabama. And the write-up is Branch is a very high-floor defender with a skill set that can fit into every defense in the NFL. I think they really like Brian Branch from a Brian Flores coach defense perspective just because that secondary is such a need for them. They have really no one on paper right now who can play the slot for you, and obviously value-wise it makes the most sense here.
I want a mock!
Okay, Brian Branch.
So Brian Branch, and we discussed this, I think he was mocked to the Vikings 3 or 4 days ago as well when we did one of these. So Brian Branch would end up playing the slot. So
Tyler Fornes had Branch.
Yeah, so he would not be a traditional safety, which I think should be Scene's job. And I'm also curious to see if Flores does what I thought Donato would, but he didn't come close, which is using safeties and bringing them down like linebackers as well, because a guy like Scene is built as such that he has some traits physically of a linebacker. This does not rub me the wrong way if Brian Branch can step into the slot and play well. So, but again, if you're going to take him in the first round, I want to see him play. So if you're going to tell me, well, Brian Branch, we signed this veteran slot guy, and Brian Branch going to have to learn, then I would rather have a wide receiver that can step in. And I guess that, these were all done with the Thielen news bubbling, but not official. I guess what I want to know is this. Now that Thielen is gone, and it's just clear cut that there's a gaping number 2 receiver need, and Phil, I'm with you. It's not KJ Osborne. If it was, he would have gotten far more opportunity in Kevin O'Connell's first season. But how much this does change things, because now you're an offensive first team. You're a team that clearly relies on the pass a ton, and I'm not criticizing that. That's awesome. Jefferson needs help, and so I gotta think these smart mockers are going to pivot a little bit now and say, hold on a second here. The Vikings, unless they're going to go out and sign a DJ Chark, the Vikings are going to have to fill that need, and they're going to have to do it quickly with a guy that can step in and immediately play. And if you can run a route and you're a first-round receiver, guess what? You can play.
Well, let's check out another mock. Let's see if the mockers have started to gravitate here, okay? This is the 5.0 version from Yahoo Sports. I love Yahoo's just rifling the mocks. 5.0,
5.0 already. Good for them.
Dudes. Yeah, we're not even to the middle of March yet, and we're already rifling off 5.0 from Charles McDonald. He has the Colts trading up to number 1 to grab C.J. Stroud. He has the Texans then drafting Anthony Richardson, number 2 overall.
Yeah.
Will Anderson Jr. to the Cardinals at 3. Jalen Carter to the Bears at 4. Tyree Wilson to the Seahawks at 5. The Lions taking Bryce Young, number 6.
Wow. So he's got
heir to Jared Goff.
So they've got Bryce Young really tumbling.
Does that then make Goff available for trade? Right? Because
so.
Wouldn't Bryce Young just probably start right away?
Yeah, I would think so.
Will Levis to the Raiders at 7. Okay, Christian Gonzalez, first cornerback to the Eagles at 10. I'm going to skip around here. Okay, first receiver Quentin Johnston to the Texans at 12. Jackson Smith-Njigba to the Packers at 15. Second receiver off the board. A bunch of cornerbacks here. Porter Jr., Deontay Banks gone, Lions. Zay Flowers to the Seahawks at 20, a wide receiver. Ooh. Devin Witherspoon falling to 21 here. So we've seen Witherspoon like in the top 10 and now outside the top 20.
Yep.
Ravens snag Jordan Addison 22nd. That leaves the Vikings. So this is a new name. We have not seen this name mocked to the Vikings yet.
Yes.
I might butcher the pronunciation here, but according to the 5.0 version of Yahoo Sports Mock Draft, the Minnesota Vikings with the 23rd pick select out of Michigan defensive lineman Mazi Smith.
I want a mock.
Bring it on. Give me the read up.
A high
Driving
upside
Mr.
defensive...
Mazi.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I just had to cut you off.
When's Declan back?
I don't get many opportunities to put in my bad dad Ross jokes.
We can carve out some time right after the show for you to do some bad Ross jokes. Mazi Smith didn't work out at the combine, but he's still a high upside defensive tackle that would be a nice roll of the dice for the Vikings at this point in the draft. We can check with Thor on some more specifics there.
Okay,
but
that's about as lukewarm for like a surprise name. That's about as he didn't really work out at the draft. Who knows if he'll work out? But we projected him to the Vikings. That's where we're going to project him.
Actually, okay. Can I hit you guys with something else here?
Reckless speculation.
Well, we'll come back to the draft thing too here because I do have a wide receiver question, but I've now received in the last 24 hours multiple tweets along these lines. I did not hear this or see this. Apparently, Paul Allen on KFXN has thrown out some reckless speculation. He has joined the reckless speculation lifestyle. Have you seen these?
I got this. I thought about mentioning it until I saw what it was, and then I couldn't do it.
Should I not do it? Should I not mention this now?
Oh, go ahead. No,
we've already taken the audience to the.
Yeah. No. No, it's out.
I've already teased him.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
yeah. No. Go ahead.
I love where his head's at here. I think this is laughable in terms of the value, but I love where his head's at here.
I agree completely. Yes.
PA says Kirk Cousins, Zadarius Smith, and the 23rd pick to the Houston Texans for the number 2 overall pick and the number 12 overall pick. Who says no?
I mean,
I'm not going to
drive
dunk
them
on
both
PA
there.
here because anytime someone sort of wades into the reckless speculation lifestyle for the first time, there's some growing pains.
Well,
okay, the values might not be fully honed.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate what he's doing here. This to me is the first time that, because Paul and Kirk I think are tight.
Yes.
Is this the first time we've seen Paul, who is also a Vikings employee, right? Is he getting the green light from someone to speculate on Kirk trades? Is he just having fun on like a Thursday or a Friday? I don't know where this is coming from, but welcome to the reckless speculation lifestyle, Paul Allen. Let's go.
Not having heard the
Let's play.
context, that's my question. Yes, let's play.
Boom.
My question is
He's loose.
was he just joking around? Was he serious? I mean, obviously the compensation back to the Texans is laughable, but to include Kirk, I think that's very interesting. Could that be putting could that be dipping a toe in the water? I mean, if you're going to suggest trading Kirk and he was serious, now again, I'd like to hear it, but
is it a trial balloon? I wonder.
That's what I'm saying.
How fans
just dipping a toe, just a small toe in the water.
So, I guess I haven't thought about any other teams besides San Francisco, because in terms of our Kirk Cousins speculation, but there are a few other teams that might make some sense, like the Jets. If the Jets whiff on Rodgers and they've whiffed on Derek Carr, would they go to Garoppolo or would they?
Kirk would block a trade there.
You think so? He almost signed there. Or did did he never have the intention to
He never had the intention. He said
He's
in that
playing
thing,
them.
He said, we now have the Jets where I want him to get the Vikings. No, it was a Hall of Fame play by Kirk.
Yeah.
And why would Houston want to pay a quarterback when they have the opportunity as a rebuilding franchise to draft one and have 5 years of control?
I agree. Yeah, they're in a position.
And why would Kirk accept a trade to Houston other than the fact that there's no state income taxes in Texas?
Yeah. Well, for a guy that loves making money.
In New York, you get and that's the problem. In California, he'd get hammered too.
You almost have to find a team. That's why San Francisco makes the most sense. It's got to be a team that isn't looking to just start over with a young quarterback, a team that's ready to win, and they think, much like the Vikings 5 years ago, that, hey, you just put a competent quarterback in who's healthy. Yeah.
I think the Kirk Cousins to Texans stuff is ridiculous from both sides. One, the Texans have a chance to draft a young quarterback, and if they're right, it's a huge hit. And two, what the hell does Kirk Cousins want to go play for the Houston Texans for other than the potential paycheck?
The only team, as far as I can see, unless there's some like Buccaneers angle where I just don't, the only team that would make sense for him to waive the no trade clause, and I get the tax thing would be a thing, so that would be part of the negotiation, I bet, right? All right, I'll waive this no trade clause, but I want a new contract that makes up for the whatever it is, 17% and 25. I don't even know what that.
Crazy in California.
But what's the state tax rate in California? It's very high. So interesting. I always love when someone jumps into the reckless speculation waters.
Yep. Well, it's funny because they're the stingers that they are playing now do say that KFXN is the home of Vikings off-season speculation.
No, it's not.
But, well, no, it is. They speculate.
No, it's not, though.
But what I love is...
Purple Daily is your home for Vikings off-season speculation.
No, Paul, our friend Paul, no, they're in the shallow end speculating on small things. We're in the deep end with reckless
flotation things on their
Exactly
arms.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. As this reckless speculation trip takes off, remember your reckless speculation floaty device is below your seat. So if things get out of hand, grab that puppy. Oxygen masks are going to come down.
Let me ask you this, and this will be the last question here on this Saturday Checkdown episode. Do you worry a little bit, like when the Vikings traded Randy Moss and they had a huge hole to fill? They went into the draft saying we have to grab a receiver in the first round. Yeah. Now they already have their Moss now, but they're saying goodbye to Thielen. He's been a huge productive, force offensively for them. They need a number 2 receiver. Do you worry that they're going to get too fixated on we need to go overpay for a DJ Chark, or we need to go stretch for the 3rd or 4th wide receiver off the board in the first round?
A little bit, but I'm willing to give this administration more of a chance than one draft to make a decision on their thinking. Okay. Do I think that this is the 2005 Vikings. And, just to be clear, on Troy Williamson, we still don't know to this day who the hell drafted him. Was it Tice? Tice tried to blame then wide receivers coach Wes Chandler. I think this team has its act together far more.
Yep.
So unless they were to do something that we just all consider to be really stupid, I'm willing to give them more time here. Do I like the steps they're taking to get here? Absolutely. I love what they're doing right now. So I'm inclined not to crap on the process until they prove that they mishandle it. And as of right now, I think they're putting themselves in a pretty good situation. And look, if there is a player available who's, I don't know, take your pick, an interior defensive lineman or a cornerback in the first round who's just clearly the best player at that point, and this team needs help there, I think they take that guy. The important thing to keep in mind here is they need to replace Thielen now. It needs to be a speedster. Does it need to hit in 2023? It'd be nice, but no, it doesn't. I think there is a nod here to what needs to be a process to improve this roster with young talent and infuse it with younger talent. You're not going to solve that all in the next 5 to 6 months.
Yep. I agree. This is this almost feels like officially year one of the competitive rebuild. They weren't really like rebuilding last year. Yeah, they made some draft picks, but you could argue that
no, you're right.
Relative to the rest of the league, like their rookie class did nothing compared to the rest of the league. So they were trying to compete last year, but they were kind of half-heartedly trying to compete in that they, instead of like trading draft picks to get a Jalen Ramsey or somebody, they decided to keep their draft picks. But now now it's much more of a rebuild on the competitive rebuild.
I'd say 2023 now in retrospect was a competitive status quo.
Okay.
You were competitive and you kept it status quo.
Yep, that's fair. That's fair. All right, that's the Checkdown episode here, a little short episode on a Saturday, and we'll be around if news breaks, if things need to be speculated on.
The alarm will go off. The reckless speculation alarm will sound in the houses
Yes.
of Phil Mackey and Judd Zolgad. Red lights will be going on. Dogs will be very upset and start to whine, and then we will get on here and talk to you.
You will see us and hear us again. Appreciate you guys helping us build this Vikings fan community here. Purple Daily, daily Vikings entertainment. Just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die. We'll see you tomorrow.